You know, we've all heard the big stories from the Bible, right? Noah, Moses, David. But what if I told you that underneath those stories we think we know so well, there's this hidden layer, almost like a secret blueprint, packed with these incredible connections that stretch across thousands of years, just waiting there for us to find.
So let's just dive right into that idea. What if these stories that seem totally separate, centuries apart even, are actually designed to echo and reflect each other? Think of it like a treasure hunt through the scriptures. We're going to be looking for these patterns, these intentional links that start to reveal one single mind-blowing story.
Okay, so the first place we find these clues is in people. This is a concept called typology, where a person in the Old Testament is basically a symbolic blueprint for a major figure in the New Testament. And our first example, it's one of my absolute favorites. It's just wow.
All right, here's our first puzzle. And on the surface, this sounds, well, kind of nuts. What on earth could possibly connect the sacred Ark of the Covenant, this holy golden box from King David's time, with Mary, the mother of Jesus? Well, you'll see. The clues are all hidden in the details of their journeys. Okay, just look at this. It's wild how perfectly these two stories line up, detail for detail. So first up, both the Ark and Mary travel to the hill country of Judah. Check. Then you have King David wearing priestly clothes, leaping and dancing in front of the Ark. And in the New Testament, John the Baptist, who's from a priestly family, by the way, leaps in his mom's womb the second Mary shows up. The Ark stays in a Levite's house for 3 months. Mary stays with her relative, Elizabeth, also a priest's wife, for 3 months. But here's the real kicker. That word, overshadowed, it's used to describe God's glory literally covering the Ark. Well, guess what? It's the exact same rare Greek word that the angel Gabriel uses to describe the Holy Spirit coming over Mary. I mean, come on, that is just not a coincidence.
So here's the point, the big takeaway. The Ark was a box made of wood and gold that carried the symbols of God's presence, the stone tablets, the manna. But Mary became the living, breathing vessel for God himself. She is the fulfillment of what the Ark was only pointing towards. It's this incredible, direct connection that just jumps right across the centuries.
All right, let's move on, because it gets even bigger. It's not just people who echo each other. Entire events can act as these powerful blueprints, setting the stage for huge moments in the New Testament. Think about two of the most famous miracles ever, Moses parting the Red Sea and Jesus walking on water. When you actually break them down, you realize they follow the exact same script. Step 1, a group of people is completely trapped and terrified. Step 2, a leader, Moses in one, Jesus in the other, tells them, do not be afraid. And step 3, God's power is unleashed over these chaotic waters to save them. It's the same story structure.
But wait, here is the detail that just blows this whole thing wide open. When Jesus says, "It is I," the Greek he uses is ego eimi. And okay, that might not sound like a big deal at first, but you have to understand that is the exact phrase used in the Greek version of the Old Testament when God tells Moses his name at the burning bush. It's how God says, "I am." So Jesus isn't just saying, "Hey guys, don't worry, it's me." No way. He's making an unbelievable claim. He's saying, "I am the same God who rescued your ancestors at the Red Sea."
Now for our last category of clues. This one shows us that even small, seemingly insignificant objects can carry this massive symbolic weight across the entire Bible.
Let's talk about thorns. Where do we first hear about them? Way back in Genesis 3. They show up as a direct symbol of the curse on creation after Adam and Eve's fall from grace. Right from the beginning, thorns mean pain, struggle, and a broken world.
And this wasn't just some abstract idea. I mean, think about it. For anyone farming back then, every single time they pulled a weed or got pricked by a thorn bush, it was this painful, physical reminder that the world they lived in was difficult and cursed, that it was separated from that perfection of the Garden of Eden.
And this is where the story finds its absolutely stunning conclusion. When Jesus is crucified, the soldiers mock him with a crown made of thorns. But in that moment, he takes the very symbol of the curse, of all that pain and punishment, and he wears it like a king. He's literally showing everyone that he's taking that curse onto himself to break its power once and for all.
So when you start putting all these pieces together, the echoes in people, in events, and in objects, they really stop feeling like random coincidences, don't they? Instead, you start to see this single, unified story, written with such incredible intention across thousands of years.
I mean, let's just recap what we've seen. We saw how Mary is the fulfillment of the Ark of the Covenant.
We saw that Jesus walking on water isn't just a miracle, it's a deliberate replay of the Red Sea crossing, where he claims the divine name, I am. And we saw how a simple crown of thorns becomes this powerful symbol that reverses the oldest curse in the Bible. It's all connected.
And that really just leaves us with one last big question to think about. We've only looked at 3 examples, and the Bible is filled with stuff like this. So if this intricate, amazing design is woven through the whole thing, what other hidden blueprints, what other deeper meanings are just sitting there, waiting for us to find them in the stories we thought we knew so well?